What's going on, everybody? This is Set4 here, and today I am back with another college football prediction video. In this week's game of the week, we got a very interesting matchup because this is a matchup Alabama probably has circled, even though it's Vanderbilt. Because let's face it, not a whole lot of people really thought Vanderbilt was going to beat Alabama last year. So hey, hats off to Vanderbilt this year. Right now, they're 5-0 and they are ranked in the top 25. But Alabama has circled this game, I guarantee you, the whole offseason, because last year Vanderbilt shocked the world last year when they beat Alabama at home. And Vanderbilt is ranked 18th in the country right now. Alabama is ranked 17th in the country as well. But they just beat Georgia on a very tough, battled game. That game was crazy to watch. It was 24-21. Vanderbilt kind of struggled a little bit against Utah State, but they still won a big. Diego Pavia versus Ty Simpson. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. So, as a further ado, let's go ahead and go through this video or the slideshow, as I like to say. So, this is next week, 10/4/2025. So, October 4th of 2025. It's crazy that next week is October. This week is like the end of September. This year's gone by super fast. It's crazy to just even think about. But as a further ado, like I said before, let's go ahead and go through this video. And so the location for this game will be at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It'll be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which you guys saw previously on the last slide. So there you guys have it. This location is at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Last week, Alabama, hey, Kellen DeBoer might not be on the hot seat anymore because they went on the road, beat Kirby Smart's team as a top-tier Georgia team. I think they were ranked 3rd in the country. So they beat Georgia at Georgia 24-21. Alabama right now owns Kirby Smart in the last 7 to 8 games. So their record right now is 3-1. Vanderbilt is 5-0, and they're ranked in the top 25. And they beat Utah State 55-35, so that was a high-scoring game. I think it was kind of slow start, and Vanderbilt was behind, but they came back and won. So there you guys had it for that. Previous meeting, as you guys know, Vanderbilt shocked the world, shocked me last year because I can't stand Alabama. So that was a fun game to watch. So Vanderbilt won 40-35 and ended their 26-game losing streak. I think the last time they lost, or the last time they beat Alabama was like 1984. Or something crazy like that. So Alabama leads 60 wins with 20 losses and 2 ties in an all-time series. All right, so as a further ado, the top 3 offensive players, the top 3 defensive players by position, like quarterback, running back, defensive lineman, linebacker, and defensive back. So I like to do those 2 sides for every game for this year. So we got quarterback Ty Simpson, went 24-38 with 276 passing yards, averaged about 7.3 per throw, and had 2 touchdowns. Running back Jam Miller only had 16 carries with 46 yards. Alabama still continues to struggle in the running game. So the last 2 or 3 years, Alabama just hasn't done well in the running game. Like ever since like the Bo Scarborough days, the Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, those types of days, they just haven't had those same running backs and the same type of play style. And I think they changed or adapted to like the spread offense type of way for this generation. So just they struggled a lot in the running game. So wide receiver Isaiah Horton had 5 receptions, 65 receiving yards, averaged about 13.0 per catch. He had 1 touchdown for Alabama. Then we got Diego Pavia with 26 completions, 34 attempts, had 321 passing yards, 9.4 per average per throw, had 5 touchdowns. Pretty solid day for him with 1 touchdown. And we got running back Jamil. I think that's how I pronounce his name. I'll probably destroy that name. I'm sorry, guys. I know I always struggle with names. No matter how many times I've heard the pronunciation, I'll always get it wrong every time. That's just the way it is for me making these videos. We got Lassiter. So he had 2 carries, 52 yards, and had 26.0 per or average per carry, and 0 touchdowns as well. We got wide receiver Junior Sherrill with 6 receptions, 91 receiving yards, averaged about 15.2 per catch, and had 3 touchdowns as well. So solid day for him. And next we got top 3 defensive players. we got defensive lineman LT Overton. He had 6 solo tackles, 4 solo, 0.5 sack, I guess a half a sack, 1 tackles for loss. And we got linebacker Justin Jefferson had 8 total tackles, 5 solo, and defensive back Bray Hubbard, he had 9 total tackles, 5 solo, 0.5 tackles for loss, and 1 pass deflection against Georgia. Next, we got Miles Capers, defensive lineman. He had 5 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. And linebacker Langston Patterson, he had 4 total tackles, 1 solo, 0.5 sack. Defensive back Merlin Sewell, he had 7 total tackles, 3 solo. And there you guys have it for the top 3 offensive players and defensive players as well. Then we got full team stats. We got total yards. So Alabama had 397 total yards on offense, and they allowed 357 yards on defense. Passing, they had 280 yards on offense, and they allowed only 130 yards on defense. With that against Georgia, that's pretty solid. Though I feel like Gunnar Stockton is a little more of a running type quarterback, so they definitely like to run the ball more than passing. Offense, rushing yards. Like I said before, Alabama continues to struggle in the running game. They only had 117 yards on offense, and they allowed 227 yards on defense. They had 0 turnovers. They only had 4 penalties, and their time of possession was 35 minutes and 36 seconds. So pretty solid day for them, though they still struggle with the running game for them. So for Vanderbilt, they had 543 total yards on offense, and they allowed 393 yards on defense. Passing, they had 321 yards on offense, and they allowed only 274 yards on defense. Rushing, they had a good day for them with 222 yards on offense. They only allowed 119 yards on defense, which is pretty solid for them. They only had 1 turnover. They had 6 penalties, and their time of possession was 33 minutes and 17 seconds. So there you guys have it for the full team stats. And I think that my final prediction for this year's game, since it's at Alabama, I'm going to play the safe bet here. And I think that Alabama wants this game bad, but it could be a trap game for them. Because, hey, Alabama just came out and beat Georgia on the road. And then, of course, they're probably riding high right now. And then Vanderbilt can come in and potentially upset them. But I think that Alabama will be ready against Diego Pavia's team. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I think it's going to be my spread. It's going to be minus 12. And I think that my prediction is going to be 32 points to 20. And Alabama is going to win this game. All right, guys. Set for you here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you're an Alabama fan. Comment down below if you're a Vandy's fan. And it's going to be a fun game to watch. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Like I said before, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great rest of the day. Peace out. Also, I forgot to mention in this video, I want to say shout out to number 74, Caden Proctor, the offensive lineman for Alabama. Hey, Kellen DeBoer called a crazy play that also was kind of crucial for Alabama too. They threw it to, it was kind of a throw. I don't know why I say carry, but I think it was a pass in a way. But they passed it to offensive lineman, and he got 11 yards out of that first down. It was a crucial play too because, hey, they were in the red zone too. So hats off to Kellen DeBoer with a crazy trick play to their offensive lineman. So get big props to those guys because they don't get many plays like that. And that was a crucial play against Georgia too. All right, so back to the video. I totally forgot about shouting out him. That's why I have the picture on the screen.